What's up in here? Isn't that how the young people do it? Hey, what's up in here? I've had to come to the conclusion that my channel is old. I'm old, so I can be old, and I'm just going to embrace the oldness. Starla, one, what's up? I'm so glad you guys are in here. And I looked it up there. I was like strumming the guitar, and I was like, I wasn't even trying to intro with the music. I was just sitting here waiting for it to start. I finally got my phone to quit ringing. Matter of fact, I need to make sure it's turned off now. And I'm just tickled teetotally to death that you guys are in here. You know, it's like I'm thrilled. I'm turning my phone off now. It is off. I did good. Anyway, Starla, it's good to see you. Strong's Adventure. Hey, y'all. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out Sweet Judy Blue Eyes. That's not what the chat's about. It's like something like that. Something like that. Anyway, it is so good. That's going to fall if I put it there. I'm serious, man. I didn't know y'all were going to show up so soon. But I'm thankful, very, very thankful that you're here. And I'm hoping that that we have a great chat. Tweet this thing out. Let's get the word out. I'm going to try to, since y'all are early, you just please bear with me. I'm going to try to get the word out here about it if I can, if I know what I'm doing. But I don't want to run anybody off. So stay put. I don't even know if I know how to do that. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Have faith, young Bill. Have faith. I think the chat's going to be really interesting tonight. I really do. And I got a lot to talk about. I'm sure you guys too. Remember, especially since we got, 4, 5, 10, 300 people in here. That'd be cool. Like 300 people in the chat. Remember that, man, I'm just leading this discussion. So pipe in and say whatever. And listen, man, we'll keep it lively and take it wherever, the conversation, wherever it needs to go. I've already got something that I want to add here, something Starla said about Jordan Peterson. The way I understood the Jordan Peterson thing was that they left Patreon. That's the way I understood that him and a few others left Patreon, that they weren't kicked out, but maybe I haven't seen the news, so or the YouTube buzz, so I don't know. I know that they were planning on leaving today. It's January 15th. Says Matt Sieber is in the house. Matt, I am thrilled. I mentioned your name the other night. I'm just thankful that you are here because I invoked your name. I'd love to hear from you tonight. That'd be awesome. Great. I hope you hit it up. Make sure you get your website out there. Matt Sieber's got a cool way. Matt, is your website still up? I'm going to wait till you respond because I got to do something else. Dashboard. I got to learn how to do this better, y'all. I really do. The live thing there's the learning curve for the 44-year-old. You know what I mean? The learning curve can be difficult to get it all in my head. But remember, we still have 6 more minutes. I want to make sure that that people are coming in. If you leave because you're like, we're not going to get started for 6 minutes, just stick around. Don't go anywhere. I've had 3 people. How do 3 people? I had 5,690 subscribers, and then I lose 5. How does that happen? I don't know. It must be that. It must be the snowy, or the Disney thing. The Disney thing may have done it. I don't know. Or it could be just something crazy in my head. But remember, one second here. I think we're gonna get some feedback for a second. The people are coming in. All right, that should do it. Again, thank you for your patience. Okay, so Matt still has his website up. Listen, if you want to know what the latest buzz is, because remember the other night we talked about conspiracies, and I mentioned Matt Sieber's name and how Matt is the head of an entire society, the East Tennessee Bigfoot. Go to that. It's easttennesseebigfoot.org. Is that correct, Matt? East Tennessee Bigfoot. You can post it on here and I'll approve it. easttennesseebigfoot.org if I'm not mistaken, or it may be at .com. But it's some interesting stuff. And I talked about how, look, I don't believe in Bigfoot, never seen Bigfoot in the forest, but Matt Sieber explained some things to me that I thought, okay, maybe. It was really cool. Check his, open up another tab or something, scroll over there and check it out. Starla says, I shared Disney. Thanks, man, Starla. That is how our channel grows. Thank you so much. Well, I'll tell you something. Starla, that is this much of Disney. That is so little, so much more. talk about how you might have misunderstood the post about Jordan Peterson. If you don't know about Jordan Peterson, very interesting, very anti-PC. Some people, very divisive person right now because half the people really, really love him and half the people really, really can't stand him. Um, I I find Jordan Peterson, some of the things that he says is flat out amazing, but I also find that he's not a peacemaker though. You know, I mean, he's not trying to be a peacemaker at all. I'm not sure that that's possible in certain situations. But interesting news: he may have been kicked off prematurely from Patreon, but he and a few other guys were going to join up and get together and start their own version of Patreon, if I'm getting that story right. And today was the official day. They wanted to build it up as much as they could. So, okay, so back to Matt Siebert. It's EastTennesseeBigfoot.org. Check out his site, man. If you've ever thought about Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Matt Siebert's been on national television. I mean, Matt, it's an honor that he's in this room right now. The guy's an expert in that entire cryptozoology, I think it's what it's called. And so, Matt, anytime you want to chime in, it's good to talk to you again, man. I feel like it's been forever. I follow you on Facebook, your devotions and stuff, you know, that you put on Facebook. It's pretty cool. And so I always appreciate that, but I've not got to hang out with him. We went all over Eastern Tennessee a couple of years ago, you know, he was showing me these places around the Oak Ridge facility there outside of Knoxville. If you're not familiar with Tennessee, that's where they enriched the uranium for the atomic bomb. And it's an amazing area, and it's beautiful too. It's absolutely gorgeous. That'd be a great place to go back to and do a video. But these days, Matt, I hail in Virginia, and yes, there are people that chase Bigfoot here as well in the mountains here, the Blue Ridge Mountains, and over in the Alleghenies. Lots of the big YouTubers live. Yeah, I mean, listen, I forget how many YouTubers right now that have 1 million subscribers, but it's crazy. It's like a lot. This is the new mainstream media. This is the new voice. It's official. And now that YouTube is cracking down, for better or for worse, and we're going to jump into that here in just a moment, but now that they're kind of cracking down on some of the ridiculous things that were on here, some of the things that YouTube's cracked down on, it's kind of hard because I don't understand, but you know, people that have something to say will find a forum to say it. And that's all I got to say about that, because it's not really we got enough controversial things to talk about. So I'm posting this real quick on just my Facebook feed here. I think Twitter does it automatically. I'm still trying to figure out Twitter. I feel like I'm never going to understand Twitter. Let's talk. I'm going to put what I put here. Let's talk live. I hate posting on Facebook, man, because then again, that's something we're going to talk about. Let's talk about clickbait stuff. That's what we're talking about tonight, is clickbait. And does it work? Yes, no, questions like that. And we're going to get into some flat earth too, because you can't, here's what happened. It's really kind of cool. First, let's get into it, because it's like right here at 9 o'clock. So I'm going to go ahead and get into it. I've got some people blowing up one of my videos right now. Not sure what's going on there, but that's not important. So to begin, thank you so much for being here. Feel free to keep chatting and interrupt anytime. I want to make sure that you guys know that this is a conversation. I hate to sound like Philip DeFranco, but remember, this is a conversation. I want to make sure that you know that to engage is a part of what we're doing here. There's several reasons why we started doing this live chat, but I'm just thankful that you're here, because it's not the same unless people are here to talk back. It doesn't really work if it's just me talking. That's what I do in my regular videos. So thank you so very much. I'm still learning the best way to work live stream into our main content, because the live stream right now is so different than our main content. But, you know, I love talking about Disney. You know, I released 2 videos here in the past 24 hours, and I love talking about Disney World. I love talking about the mountains. However, what I'm trying to learn is, what do people want to talk about on this platform when you're doing a live stream and your channel is really about enjoying life and getting out there and doing stuff to the best of your ability. So how do you do that? And I'm trying to learn how to interact on that level. And do people even want to hear that junk? Do people really want to hear, you know, what the mountains were like behind the scenes? I don't think I would. So that's a part of our discussion tonight, is what works on YouTube and what do people like to see. I'll share some stuff that I like to see, and you'll have to forgive me if I do miss something in the comments, because as we're talking, I'm having to go back to my notes, and that means I missed stuff in the chat here. So here we go. I didn't miss anything. Twitter is very confused. Starla, you're not lying, man. If it wasn't for my daughter Anna, I would be lost in the world of Twitter. I wouldn't even have. I would be unable to tweet at all. Matt Sieber says clickbait. Yes, yes. Now listen. Before anybody flags me, I'm going to go over that in just a minute because the flat Earth part of this video, you have to read all of it. And I tried not to make it. I tried to make it look like I was hiding it, but I really wasn't. I tried to do that. I hope I managed that. The real world is simple. Go outside and find anything over 3 miles away. At that point, science has no basis for gravity, space, and ball Earth. It's all Isaac Newton's fault for the ball nonsense. Flat Earth, if that's your handle, like I guess do I call you Flat Earth? See, I'm still new at this, so forgive me. Be patient. We'll get to that if that's okay. Just be cool for right now, because stick around because we're gonna get there. But it's gonna take us a minute to get there because we have to get to why we're getting there. Does that make sense? I hope so. All right. So by the way, keep it clean and not ugly and not abusive towards each other on anything, because I have to boot you if you do that, because YouTube will demonetize the video, or I don't know, send me to purgatory. It'd be terrible to have to go to purgatory when I don't believe in purgatory. It'd be really weird. Anywho, so I've been using Livestream to kind of receive constructive feedback on our made content, and that's been very helpful. People like Juan and Mark and Strongs and Starlight, you guys really help, and it helps motivate me to make more videos. The more I talk to you guys, the more videos I want to make, the better my channel does. It's really funny the way the algorithm, the way I'm told, the way it's explained to me how it works. You're kind of rewarded by the algorithm when you make a lot of content, and when you drop off making content, well, people stop watching your videos because it shows up less on recommended. And as I looked at my channel and dove into the analytics, I went all in. It makes a lot of sense why I started having videos hit big last summer. It's because I put a lot of work into it at the end of 2017, going into 2018, but then I dropped off when we were transitioning here to Virginia. So it made perfect sense. So I was like, okay, well, I've got to give this a big 90-day push. And so I'm glad you're a part of it, but we want to make this a permanent part of our channel. So anywho, getting to know people that watch our content is also really important to us. We want to have an activity on the Blue Ridge Parkway this summer, like a Nose for Life activity where people come up and we get a place to stay and we have like an event. More details are coming out about that. We need about 20 people to be involved to make it a thing. Anything less than that is a little too cheesy. We started doing this stuff back in 2017, and we weren't big enough to pull it off. We pulled it off, but I had to have some volunteers come in for our video, because by volunteers, I mean my kids, to make it look like we had more people there, because it wasn't a huge turnout. But you know what? I'm thankful for the people that did show up. However, we know that we do things wrong on this, and as far as the videos are concerned, there's things that were, I think it was Starla was talking about one of the videos that we had today about in the snow there, the Winter Wonderland. And Starla was talking, and as Starla was talking, there was a, excuse me one second. Sorry. As Starla was talking this morning, what had happened, I'm sorry, I got really sidetracked. What had happened when Starla was watching that video, she was talking about the editing process. And when she was talking about the editing process had improved, I really needed to hear that, because it lets me know that I'm doing something right, and that's good. So I'm very thankful. Sorry I got so sidetracked. I apologize. So Starla says, if you get popular, you'll get trolls and need a moderator at some point. Starla, you're hired. Juan, you're hired. Violet, a.k.a. Mom. Thanks, Mom, for being here. I'm telling everybody, Violet Johnson's my mom, unless somebody has hacked her account. But I can guarantee nobody's hacked her account. But still, I'm glad you're here. So we want to have this get-together up in the mountains, and our channel, when you interact and you talk to us and you let us know stuff and comment and watch the videos and let us know how we can improve, where we need to go, what kind of stuff you like to see and what you don't like to see, what annoys you. The analytics are all over the place. I can actually watch where people like click off and go do something else as they're watching our videos, like in the future, like 90 days from now, I can look at the videos that I've posted and tell when people are checking out. And I try to look for a trend there, and I'm not finding that trend. It's all over the place. It really just depends on the video. And again, we're going to get into content here in just a minute, as far as clickbait and things like that. So anyway, let's get into the good stuff, because I have rambled on and got extremely sidetracked just now. So I'll get down to this. Understanding why people watch our channel is important to any YouTube creator. If you have a YouTube channel, you understand this. You have to understand why people watch your channel and what they're doing and what kind of story you're wanting to tell, how you want to brand whatever you're doing. It's very important. What do you want to see? And it's not just important for me to know that as a YouTube creator. It's important for me to know that as somebody who wants to know about what's going on in the world right now. And what do you like that we can fix? There's certain things we can't fix. Like, I need a camera. I need a camera bad. I can't fix that right now. I need a new computer, new software. Bad. But I can't fix that right now. There's a lot of things that we could do to be more professional and to be normal. I'm not even sure that we need to be normal, because normal right now on YouTube is very crisp, very clean. And I'm not sure that our channel needs to be crisp and clean. There's a part of me that really likes the gritty nature of our channel. I don't know why. That's weird. But that's just my personality, I guess. I don't know. But the more interaction we have, the better. And that leads us to what I was going to talk about, which is I may have broken the YouTube rules. And I didn't mean to. The thumbnail that I put out there wasn't, I was trying to be intentional, and to be intentional about saying clickbait. And I have it actually right under Flat Earth. I have clickbait. Because the real discussion here is what drives people to channels, to certain channels. Is it clickbait, or is it personality? Is it content? And to get some feedback from you guys, and maybe have a little Flat Earth discussion, kick it around a little bit, talk about it. If Flat Earth Meg, I don't know what the last name part of the YouTube handle there was, but hey man, you can join back in and sell your side. I know that what really drives a lot of YouTube content is controversy. Controversy sells. I don't want to do controversy. Starla says, your content is tremendous. Oh, stop it, Starla. Just stop it. Keep on. Stop it. No, keep on. Really. No, I'm kidding. I'm very thankful that you enjoy it. I immediately know he's selling something. Trillion, are you talking about me or somebody else? Because I'm not selling anything. I don't have any. I'm selling this channel. I'm selling conversation. I hope you're not talking about me. Let's see. One says trees, old battlefields. Juan, you've said that before. So can you, because it's hard to sell a Civil War video. It really is. Now, Lookout Mountain did okay. I've got a video on Lookout Mountain if you can check it out when you get time. It's an okay video. I make better videos now, but check that one out. You go to my page and click videos. It's way back, but it's like the Battle of Lookout Mountain. When I go into the details there, I had to write a thesis on that battle. I chose that particular skirmish battle, whatever you want to call it. I have done one Civil War, but I can do others. I just don't know how that appeals to the broad range of my audience, which means, people that watch Carolyn and I goof off in the mountains, and if I can attract other people that way, I would love to make videos like that. It's also hard to sell those things on YouTube. When I say sell, I mean get people to watch when there's better creators doing Civil War stuff. That's just the truth. But I've got footage right now on Gettysburg. We went in the wrong time of year, though. We went back in November, and it was freezing cold. It just didn't give you the same feel that they would have had back then. But I've also went to Fredericksburg when the battle was fought, and not time traveling, not this time. But I also went to Fredericksburg. We've got footage on Fredericksburg. I could put a Gettysburg video together today. The problem is that knowing what to say. I have those battles memorized. I know every aspect of those battles, except for the controversial stuff. But as far as walking people through it, but man, there are so many people that do that better. Let's see, Starla, your content is. Oh yeah, Trillion. Matt Seaver says, my first visit with you on this live thingy. I watch videos about cars, car repairs, way to save money. Yeah, pretty much. Don't do clickbait. You don't need it. Starla says, everyone has already done the battlefields, the haunted battlefields, the food they ate. It's all been done. There was a great song. I can't remember who did it 20 years ago. It's all been done. It is Elvis. Moms always want me to do Elvis. I'm like, I can't do that. It's copyrighted songs. I don't know how they're making money off those videos. I have no idea. But you guys are right. I mean, all of these things hold my interest at our age group. But remember, I'm trying to capture a bigger age group that kind of pushes down in numbers as far as age, but also up. Where can you get an idle cam? You can watch a video at idle cam. You would like it, order one. Idle cam? Okay, I'll try. Oh, Trillion said, well, I was wrong. That's funny. Yeah, I'm really not trying to sell something. Not this time. But I could sell you this beautiful new iPhone. No, I'm not trying to sell anything, I promise. But I'm still glad you're fine, Trillion. It's no big deal. I'm just glad you're here. Hey, I'm just glad tweet this video. Anywho, so I might be in trouble with YouTube because of that thumbnail. I didn't know it, but what happened is as I was pushing the video up, pushing it up, uploading, not uploading, but getting everything ready for the live chat. As I was making that happen, this little thing comes up, like just a tidbit. It was on the studio beta part, and it's these little nice help things. YouTube in the past year has become a lot more user friendly, and I appreciate that. I really do. I know they're cracking down on certain things, and I don't understand all of that. I really don't get it. There's YouTube creators, I wouldn't call them friends, but I've watched their content for so long. You feel like you know them, you don't, but you feel like you know them. And I'm looking at their content going, it's harmless. There's nothing wrong with this, and they're getting hit right now. I don't understand all that, but I have to stay back because it's like we talked about last time. When I find out some of the details of other things that are going on, I find out, oh, there's more to the story. But in some of these cases, I don't know the whole story. But for me personally, YouTube has become a lot more beneficial and helpful for me as a YouTube creator. But that has a lot to do with my content. It's not controversial. I feel like I'm rambling so much right now. I guess it's because we got the head start. It kind of threw me off, so I apologize. Thank you guys for being patient with me as I learn to develop my live skills. It's it's really difficult. If I had a room full of people, I would be fine. But it's like you put the camera here, it's just like crickets and stuff. All right, so it's the point of this video that we talk about what the thumbnail says, the flat earth, and why people click on certain things. Is it the content? Is it the way we sell the content? And let's talk about flat earth. About 4 years ago, this is my flat earth story. If you're just joining us, this is my flat earth. This is not a coming out party for the Flat Earth Society. It's not. And if you guys want to talk about it in the comments and share your beliefs and all that, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that at all. I'm just glad you're here. But about 4 years ago, I saw in one of my recommended panes this thing about flat earth, and I chuckled. And I was like, okay, YouTube. I'd watched enough videos about alien lizard people controlling society, enough Federal Reserve videos and all this other stuff, and loved it. I thought it was fun and entertaining. And again, like I said a week ago when we had this last live stream, I wasn't affected by that. It didn't influence my vote. It didn't influence anything about my life decisions, but apparently it galvanized a lot of people against a lot of other people. So as that was taking place, as I found this flat earth thumbnail, I hit it. It was a decent video. It was okay. I didn't think anything about it. And then a month later, I saw 2 or 3 flat earth videos, and they were brand new by brand new YouTube creators. They were fresh off the market. A few months later, I guess 25, 30 flat earth videos. So I'm thinking, okay, the algorithm's got me. In other words, where I've clicked on some of these and it tracks it, and then all of a sudden it's putting more because it thinks I want those videos, okay? So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to tell YouTube I'm not interested. But all of a sudden, later, it didn't matter because so many people were talking about flat earth that it became a part of the conversation. And like even now, it's died down a little bit right now, but boy, you can still find all kinds of information about flat earth everywhere, and people are still making videos. It's still, it's still a thing. And that freaks me out, okay? Now, I'm not trying to offend anyone who believes in a flat earth. And if you're wondering why I'm dancing around a subject like flat earth, when people believe in the flat earth, they are pretty. Did you hear my southeastern Kentucky accent? Pretty. When people come out and they start believing in alternative information, whatever, they're pretty self-righteous about it. They're pretty, strong-willed, and they want to get it out there, and they don't want to be put down. And I think it's harmful to be ugly. I agree, Matt. Matt's scripture there, Psalms 103:12. Buddy, I totally agree. But people become very dogmatic. If you notice here, now that people know the direction I'm going with flat earth, the watching begins to drop. It's just hilarious. But they're very combative, is what I'm trying to say. They're very combative. So I want to say this. If you do believe in a flat earth, I am not here to disprove you. I'm not here to talk ugly to you or to belittle something that you believe that you've discovered. I don't agree with what your assessment is. I think that you need to make more observations. And more than anything, I would just learn how geometry works. It'd be very beneficial, and learn more about light. I think that would be very beneficial. But that's my opinion, and I have listened to I actually submitted to people who believe in the flat earth and listened to all of their best beliefs to try to say, hey, is there something here? I think that's important for people to do, because I don't think isolating people and their beliefs is healthy for anything. I think if anything, it when you isolate people, make them feel terrible for their beliefs, all it does is make them more and more angry, and they actually grow that way. It actually becomes a way to market, they market their persecution, and so people that are needy sometimes will be attracted there. I don't think that's what flat Earth people that believe in the flat Earth is right now. I don't think that's where they're at. But I don't want to be a part of the society that scorns them for what they feel. But no, I don't believe in that at all. But here's what I've noticed. It doesn't matter. Now that I've put a thumbnail up with flat Earth on it, I will get, and especially it's in the title, I'll get bombarded with flat Earth, information. And there will be people that probably spam my channel or bash my channel galore just because of what I'm saying right now. Because, like I said, flat Earth people, they're pretty combative because they want their information out there and they feel like they're persecuted. So the question that I've got that I'm wanting to kick around here is it possible that a lot, because I noticed how flat Earth started. It started as this little bitty thing, a couple of people, it felt like, on the whole platform, the YouTube platform of video content on the internet, just this handful of people that came up with great clickbait. Because when you say the Earth is flat in our society, people are like, huh? They turn like, what are you talking about? And I'm wondering how much of the content that we're seeing is people that really believe in the flat Earth, or they're just kind of using the flat Earth belief as a way of getting more views. And this is why I asked that question, because it's selfish, I'll be honest with you, is I can't compete with that on my channel. I can't compete with that. Carol and I go driving in the mountains and we go play and we go out and have a great time, and we try to invite people, in between our moments, because folks, think about it, that's our date time. And in between those moments, we capture some footage, and I say some stuff and jump back in the truck and then spend 18 hours later, editing. For every 1 minute of YouTube time, that what you're seeing, it takes about 2 hours of prep, not counting the video. So that's right, about 18 to 20 hours most of the time to put up one 10 to 15 minute video. Not kidding, every bit that much. That's why a lot of creators are doing more things that are live. So I don't know how to compete with things like the flat Earth or the Illuminati or whatever. And like I said last week, I got into a little bit of the conspiracy thing, trying to use satire. It just made me feel funny because I felt like too many people were taking me seriously. And I thought, wait, hold on, that's not who I am. That's not what I'm pursuing a goal here to make people want to engage into life and walk out their front or back door and get out into the surroundings and see what God has created all around us. That's the goal of this channel. Tony Allen Bates is in the house. What's up? It's so good to see you. I'm going to see you in 3 weeks. I am so excited, Tony. Love you, man. I'm glad you're here. Matt Sieber says, the social media experiment has made us incapable of healthy debate. People can no longer be civil because we have learned to argue from behind a computer screen. Yes, I totally agree. You can be big and bad and tough when you're talking into a 2D computer screen and there's no repercussions for what you have to say. You can be big and bad and be a bully and say mean and hateful things. The best way to deal with that is just not to be in those platforms, though, Matt. When you see that going on, is just get it. There's no conversation to be had there. I always want this channel to be a conversation, always. When Carol and I go places and we're videoing these things, yes, it's a business. Yes, we're trying to make money. And yes, we had a year last year where we had income from this year where we had sizable income from this. So it's turning into a pretty lucrative business, and we're very grateful for that. But that means we need to do it more, which means we get to go out and play more and have more fun. So that's great. And we're really excited about that. But at the same time, growing this community is a part of that. So to me, that's the most exciting part, is that it's possible. It's really possible for us to have this great event up on the Blue Ridge Parkway in June or July, sometime around there. I don't want it to be too hot, and I don't know where on the Blue Ridge Parkway yet, but since most of our videos are about the Blue Ridge Parkway, I just think it would be great if we could go up there on a Friday night, Thursday night and a Friday night, and have like some kind of event, and what I could put together. I think that would be really cool. And that's what we wanted that was our vision for this business all along, is to build these modern communities through these screens, but not to enter into the debate and the conspiracy and all these thumbnails that I cannot compete with. Back in the day when YouTube first started out, the big, not conspiracy, but the big controversy then were misleading thumbnails. And I guess what it was, this is before, I didn't even have an account. I was always a guest on, like when I would sign in. They changed it later to where you couldn't hit the like button if you didn't have like a handle name. You had to register in YouTube later. But early on, you could watch all kinds of stuff on YouTube, man. You could watch movies on YouTube. It was crazy. It was the Wild West on YouTube. But the thumbnail sometimes would say one thing, and it was something completely different on the other. And also, some of the thumbnails were pretty raunchy. Okay, just use your imagination there. Starla says Matt Sieber. Okay, she's talking about that. So people are behind a false name. They aren't real people. I like it when people are brave enough to see their real names. I said that the other night, Starla. I said the same thing last week. Matt, I'm glad you're using your name. It makes that your credibility when you do that. Just for me, it's already up here because I think the world of you, and you know that. But when you use your real name, Tony Allen Bates coming on here and saying, "Hey there," it's like, oh my goodness. And you guys, I tell you what, open up another tab on your screen, go to YouTube, enter Tony Allen Bates. That's him. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. If you like a little bit of country music, if you like that smooth, awesome voice, check him out. He's awesome. Subscribe to his channel. Take care of business there. I'm telling you, you're not going to regret this. It's going to be a moment. You're going to be like, oh my goodness, I found this channel through a nose for life. See what I'm saying? Anyway, you're going to love that. Same thing with Matt Sieber's page at EastTennesseeBigfoot.org. And Sir also says, I think this thing you are wanting can happen. I think it'll be a lot of work. Well, yeah, I mean, Carol and I are in ministry. So, I mean, organizing stuff, building community, we do that already in our passion and what God's opened up for us up here in the beautiful state of Virginia. And we're thrilled. It's been absolutely thrilling, and it's a great journey. And that's what Carol and I do, and so we love it. It's just making sure that we have the momentum and that people want to be there to engage. So it's kind of a, you're right. It's hard work. We're used to it, and we've done it a lot, but it's a matter of saying, okay, but this is for our channel, So it's like a different world. So somebody, it's a round earth. It is round. It is very round. I think every channel, I think people are almost making, YouTubers are almost declaring right off the bat, I am I believe the earth is a globe. And yes, I mean, that's what we're kind of here to talk about if you're new, is that yes, we here at No Nose for Life, we believe the earth is sphere. But there are those people who I believe are making YouTube videos, which is what this chat was supposed to be all about. We're just keeping it lively. There are people that I think make videos, and those videos are intentionally misleading. That's the whole point of those videos. So even if they don't believe in a flat earth, they make good videos, and that's where the money's at. So it's really hard. And Juan said earlier, and I forgot to read it. He said, just keep doing what you're doing. Just keep doing it. And I get that, and I'm going to. I mean, that's true. But what I've got to do in order to grow this channel is somehow be able to reach across into different categories. And I love using TubeBuddy. TubeBuddy is awesome. And no, I'm not trying to sell anything. If Trillian is still in here in the chat room, I'm still not trying to sell anything. I love TubeBuddy. TubeBuddy, it was the best thing I ever did. Is with TubeBuddy, you can make thumbnails. Starla, you can go to one of my videos, or I'll post you a link or send you a link where you can go to, if you're starting your channel in earnest, you can go to TubeBuddy through this link, and you can actually set up a way that they'll help you learn to make thumbnails, and you can use their apps and stuff, and it changed my whole channel. That's when we started picking up views. We went from 60, 70 views per video, and I think our average watch time was like 40 seconds. I think, Mom and like 2 other people, would watch my videos. We started using TubeBuddy, making thumbnails. It took a lot of work, and you don't want to get like we were like 70 videos in, 60 videos in when I got TubeBuddy. And I've had to go back in time and change every thumbnail, and you don't want to do that. You want to hurry up and jump in and start learning to make your thumbnails, because your thumbnail is like the most important thing to get people to your video. I've got pastor friends who they have YouTube channels. They put their preaching message up there, and that's great for your church. That's great for your community of believers. That's great. But as a Christian, as a preacher, as a pastor, I'm going to try to get you to church. We have plenty of YouTube preachers. We are, I mean, we are inundated, but you know what? I can't reach people at all, even in my ministry. I can't reach across that platform if I brand this a Christian channel. It just doesn't happen. So what we want to do is show as a Christian. See, Strong's Adventure says TubeBuddy is great. I love TubeBuddy. What we want to do is I'm going to say this one more thing, and I apologize because that's a I want to go into that comment. Mel, that was the issue the other night. You're not being able to hear. See, I'll try to fix that. I apologize. Thank you. Here's the bottom line: is I want to show what happens when you've accepted Christ, and I share the gospel on here all the time. It's not a part of every video, but it comes up. Like right now, it comes up, and I noticed that on these live chats, it comes up a lot because it's who I am. It's who God made me. So it's going to happen. I'm going to talk about Christ. But I noticed that in these situations, it comes up a lot. But I want to show people that being a Christian is not about becoming religious. That's not being a Christian. There are a lot of religions. Being a Christian, accepting Christ, means that you have life, and you have life more abundantly. The whole idea of a nose for life. I wanted to name this channel something about life and go ahead and get it out there. Yes, I have a big nose. Okay, so now you know how the name of Nose for Life came up. Because, okay, there it is. Matt Sieber says, woo! She says, Starla says, you're selling a better way of life. I think people are searching intently for that. I do too. And I think what happens is if I can sell them on that concept that, hey, there's life out here, and they cling to that, then they're going to hear the gospel from me or someone else. And that's the opportunity. That's what I believe. That's right. That's exactly what I'm saying. Starla again, she says, Christians already have hope. There are so many others that don't have hope. It is touching the lives of those people. That's what my job is. That's the Great Commission, is to reach those for the kingdom. And I believe that this is that platform. And I believe this is the method. I think there are other people who they want to preach behind the 2D screen. And I think that may work for some people. Or they just put their sermons up from Sunday. But we've got a lot of great, amazing preachers who that's what they do, and they do a great job. They're better than me, and they do a great job. So me doing that on here, I don't think, I don't know. I just don't think it would work. I think, why would you watch me when there's like 8? You can watch TD Jakes on here, man. If you don't like TD Jakes, come on now. TD Jakes can preach. If you don't watch him, Ronnie Phillips is another one. Tony Allen Bates, man. Watch Tony Allen Bates preach. Tony Allen Bates can preach. Ronnie Phillips can preach. All those guys, they have sermons on here, and they have huge churches. They're awesome, and I go to their camp meetings and learn from them, and I sit at their feet and learn from them. What I would rather do is just demonstrate life and living it more abundantly, not giving up and not sitting around and watching TV all the time. I remember living that way the first 10, 12 years of adulthood, and I just can't go back to that. When I got a good dose of Jesus, I just couldn't go back to the same old thing. You go and sit from your couch and you flip channels and you I just couldn't do it. But the question is back onto you. And I want some information from you because you're just not engaging the way you need to engage tonight. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. You're doing great. But where I want you to go with this is, what kind of YouTube stuff are you watching that maybe you got suckered in because of the thumbnail? And is it one of my videos? And should I keep doing that? Again, I'm trying to figure out here what works as a thumbnail. They call it an idiot box for a reason. Yeah, but you know what? Starla, she says they call it an idiot box for a reason. Talking about the television, I'm sure. I don't think this is any different. I don't think this forum is any... This forum can be the same thing as television. It can be. I'm just sparking debate here. That's all I'm doing. I think the one benefit that the internet, YouTube, streaming, whatever, YouTube videos, the one thing that I think it does have over television is interaction. And I think the older generation, people, I don't know, about 5-6 years younger than me and older, I don't think some people get that. I think they look at it as the same as watching television. And even when they interact, they don't have a sense of community. Like somebody was saying earlier, I think, Matt, you were talking about it earlier, how people just want to debate and they get in and they go, and they think that's interaction. And it's so ugly. I think one of the things that YouTube and other video platforms have really shown us over the past 10 years is and comments from blogs way back is what the inner monologue is like for so many people around the world. The inner monologue. And it's ugly. The things that people say when they're not inhibited, when they're not scared to say it, it's ugly. It's really ugly. I always say stay out of the comment section on most channels. Anybody else? Jump in here, guys. Don't get quiet on me now. Don't get quiet on me. We had 12 people in here at one point. That is a record. I am truly proud. We have had 12 people in here. So yeah, I hope I don't. What happens is I've read this thing. Let me read this to you real quick. It says, please select the thumb. This is from YouTube, like the thumbnail thing as far as what you're allowed to do. And it's not that vague. Used to, it was so vague to me, but now it's kind of clear. Please select the thumbnail that best represents your content. Selecting a thumbnail that shows nudity or sexual or provocative content is considered hate speech. I missed that earlier. That's interesting. All right. If it portrays violence or is considered harmful or dangerous, may result in the rejection of your thumbnail. Okay, so my thumbnail didn't show any of that. Some violations may lead to a strike on your account. I don't think I did that at all. Repeat offenses may lead to the removal of your custom thumbnail privileges. Ooh, I would hate that because I'm going to tell you something. I said this earlier. If you don't have a good thumbnail, you can forget it. You can forget it. You might luck up and somebody watch your content, and I got lucky a few times, but the thumbnail has got to be crisp, and people have got to see what you're talking about. So you could lose your thumbnail privileges for 30 days, and ultimately, it could cost you your account. So this was a really big deal, again, 8-9 years ago, because I remember when I first came in, people were still griping about this, but it makes sense to me. This is where I thought that I may have messed up with the thumbnail that I loaded for you to be watching this video. If you are uploading a parody, review, or vlog, please choose appropriately representative metadata that will not confuse users into believing that your video is something that it's not. And see, I thought, okay, did I violate that? Because if you notice the thumbnail, it says flat earth really big, but that's not really the focus of our video. The whole idea is what I say under flat earth. If you look right there, it says clickbait. This is used for clickbait. It says that. And it's intended to be funny, but what if it's not clear that it's satire? This is especially important to remember in relation to current events or viral videos. Please select a thumbnail and a title that clearly illustrates that your video is commentary and not footage of the actual event. Okay, so let's say you're watching a movie review. You can't just show the movie. That's what that means. It's got to say commentary or whatever. I have a section, a playlist that I did some Star Wars reviews thing. I was trying to experiment with that. I had one where I did the first responses after Rogue One that did okay. It got 8,000 or 9,000 views. But the other two, 150, 200 views over 2 years. And I really hate the review I did on The Last Jedi because I was way too nice. Way too nice. I really enjoyed The Force Awakens. I thought it was amazing. I would love to do a chat about The Force Awakens, how it's beautiful storytelling and beautiful imagery, and it's really interesting. I'd love to do that. If you guys are interested in that, let me know. Videos that are deemed deceptive will be removed from the site, and strikes may be issued to the uploader. See, I don't want that to happen. It's not that. When I first got on YouTube, I had this thing where I was really defensive because I was working harder than I am right now because I was doing all of my editing on the phone, on this right here. I had no idea what I was doing. If you go back and watch my first 5, 6, 7, 10, 20 uploads, first 40 uploads, they're on this phone. I had no idea what I was doing. So if I did something wrong, I was offended. I would get angry. And I was very combative towards YouTube. Later on, I've learned that really YouTube is not out to get me. It's not personal. And so I've had to repent to a lot of friends and just say, okay, YouTube is not the devil. Is it possible that they are censoring and being very careful with their content? Yes. But in the society and the time that we're living in now, YouTube's not the only business having to be careful right now. And I'm not going to get into that. It's not what this channel is all about. And plus, it's just blah. Metadata is information inside. Starl was asking, what is metadata? Metadata is information like inside your video. It can include things like your tag and the stuff like if you design your thumbnail and the stuff that you put in your thumbnail that would pick up, that the algorithm would pick up, or in your description, your title. So all of those things contribute to the algorithm to let people know what it is. I don't know how much, on that one part where you're about to upload the video and it says like, well, what bracket are we going to put this video in? Is it travel and events? Is it entertainment? What kind of video this is? I don't think that anymore that matters as much because it's kind of subjective, you know. There for a while, I was putting all of my YouTube videos under entertainment because I figured I couldn't go wrong. That's all I'm trying to do is entertain. It's a business. It's entertainment, and it worked. The problem is I really feel like that I needed to put more thought into it. So I went back 160 videos. At the time, I think I had 120, and redid that because we were going places. So it wasn't entertainment; it was travel and events. And there have been some attempts here at educational stuff. Attempts at educational stuff. I'm going to say it again. Attempts at educational stuff. And so I threw it up there under education. But I don't think that matters as much, but it's all the other information. Matt Siever says, before you left for Virginia, I was hoping to do a video with you about Bigfoot that could be televised. I remember we were doing, Matt, you called. You was like, hey, we got this TV gig. I was pumped. And I think it was either the next week or the week after that we got the phone call saying that the church opened up here. So that was going to be awesome. That'd be really cool. Yeah, Matt Sieber and I was, I love making, and Matt's great on TV. He's amazing. So I was really excited about, we were going to do local television there and make a series. That was going to be awesome. That was good times. That would have been good times. That would have been great times. Now, that's another thing about metadata. They need more. Yes, yes, they need more categories. There is no doubt about that. And I think I think what would help YouTube a lot, because again, and I say this because I think we have 2 or 3 other YouTube creators in here, maybe 4. I think what would help YouTube a lot is if creators did what we're doing right now. I hate to say helping each other out because that sort of sounds like sub for sub. That never works. If you're just starting a channel, don't do that. Sub for sub, don't do that. Let people sub your channel if they like your channel, and don't ask people to sub other than in your video. That's your moment. Don't go on other comments talking about your channel. Starla, you're amazing because I didn't know you had a channel, until recently, because you weren't in here plugging away at your channel. That's how you do it. But you do want to be involved with other platforms. Other channels. Matt Sieber, paranormal and strange brings viewers. Unfortunately, it pushes the envelope of Christian conduct in regards to the darkness. Matt, and I didn't, because of our conversation that we had back in, I think it was 2017, February of 17, I was very careful of how I framed your Bigfoot beliefs. I was very careful. And I even think I said too much when I said it. So I'm not going to go too much into it tonight. What I had said a week ago is I said, if you talk to Matt, you find out it's a lot more complicated than just saying there's a Sasquatch out there. I didn't want to get into it because you would, didn't want to delve too deeply into that. But what I can say, because I think there's a lot of people that say this, and I said this last week if you were watching, and I hope if you didn't watch that, go back and catch our last live stream. It takes a while to get going, but it'll make more sense in the context of what we're talking about. One of the things that happens in conspiracy videos or in videos about, what is it, cryptozoology, I think is what it's called. I always mess that up. I said it perfectly the first time. What always happens is you end up associating with a group of people that you don't believe what they believe. You have completely different beliefs. And we were talking about Alex Jones. I used to watch Alex Jones for entertainment. I didn't think a whole lot of it. He didn't influence me at all. I thought he was an entertainer, no different than Stephen Colbert. I think that their line of using, in Alex Jones' case, he's ridiculous, and Colbert uses humor, and but both of them to me were just entertainers. That's the way I looked at it. Nevertheless, when you look at the comment sections and who you're sharing that information with, it was people that I don't agree with at all and don't want to be associated with their line of thinking. We were talking about anti-Semitic people who are just full of bigotry and hate, and then they wave Christian religious banners, and I'm like, there is nothing about you that is like Christ when you want to hate a certain group of people or blame the situation that we're in on this planet on that one group of people. I just can't do it. And it wasn't, so it's not personal. I don't know Alex Jones. I don't know him. I don't know him from Adam. But again, when you look at the people that were associating with him, it got worse and worse as time went on. I wish I could get into that, but I don't want this video to be demonetized. But the truth is the truth. So Matt Sieber says, there are things that you can't deny. Doesn't make you less of a Christian. Matt Sieber's talking about amen. And listen, I hope you guys are getting quiet on me now. Buster Tim! It's Buster Tim. Buster Tim is in here. Buster, we're talking Bigfoot. We're talking flat earth. Man, just take your pick. Tony Allen Bates was in here just a few minutes ago. Matt Sieber from EastTennesseeBigfoot.org is here. You need to check that out. Again, I have to say this again because I just think it's cool. I got to tell everybody this quick story. Starler, you'll love this because I know your channel, you're trying to get something going there. And Strong Ventures, you've got something going. This is the greatest channel, the greatest story as far as connecting with somebody. I connected with Matt, I think, online and said, hey, let's get together and do an interview. Didn't do any research about Matt. Had no idea who he was. I just thought this would be cool. Just do it. Only to find out, like, he's like the whole region's unofficial, official expert on Bigfoot. So much so that, what is the name of that show? It's on my video about Bigfoot, but I can't remember the name of that show, Matt. What is that? It's those shows about Bigfoot on TV. But anyway, Matt has been on there several times. They came to his town, and he was like the guide that took everybody around. I didn't know any of that. So when I got there, I'm expecting to find, somebody down, because Matt lived about an hour from me there in East Tennessee, and it fully expected to run into Matt and be like, oh, hey, and then all of a sudden I found out he's like a big deal, like a really big deal in that whole culture and world. And it was like, at first, and I never told you this, Matt. I never told you this. At first, I was a little intimidated. Well, and I can't tell this other part because it might offend some people, but I may have scared you to death. I look back at it later, knowing who you are now, but I don't know. It was crazy. Finding Bigfoot. Yeah, Matt was on Finding Bigfoot. It's just really cool. Buster Tim. Buster, but you don't have to tell me your name, but is your name really Buster Tim? Or Tim? Is Tim even in your name? I got to know that. You weren't freaked out, Matt? A little bit? I was freaked out because I'm not freaked out because of Matt. I was freaked out because you really were a Bigfoot expert. I was expecting just to find, Bobby up in the holler, saying, yeah, Bigfoot's up here and I've seen him. Listen, you can hear him. Instead, I got this real serious, well-spoken person who's great on camera and does a great job in video. Matter of fact, Matt, we could have, looking back at that, Matt, that should have been a 4 or 5 video series. I didn't know enough about YouTube to realize I could have stretched that out, and we could have, because I cut so much of what we talked about. I just cut it. By you. Yes, Tim is my name, and Buster is my nickname. Okay. Honestly, the other night, you said something that made me think that you may be an old buddy of mine when you mentioned the new highway there at Foothills Parkway. Me and a buddy of mine had just talked about that earlier in the day. That's why I started laughing, is because I thought you were him under a different name or something like that. So let me tell you a little bit about, and you guys just jump in, interrupt, and do whatever. I want to have this event where we have people who are YouTubers, okay, and people like, I don't know, let's see, the Vlog Brothers. And no, I'm kidding. I could never get them. Anyway, I'm being. If you don't know who the Vlog Brothers are, they are YouTube. Okay, they're probably one of the reasons why I have a channel. But I'm not even gonna get. I don't know them. But I'd broken my leg really bad. I got all these pins and needles and stuff in it, and I was recuperating. It took me 6 months to recuperate from that. In fact, Matt, I was still limping when you and I were walking through the mountains there, and all I could do was watch YouTube videos. And I watched the Vlog Brothers, and I don't agree with everything. We're definitely different, but I was captivated by what they were accomplishing with their channel. It was just pretty amazing. Buster says, I'm in Ohio, but I love East Tennessee. East Tennessee is awesome. East Tennessee is awesome. I did not leave East Tennessee or Southeastern Tennessee because I didn't love East Tennessee. I absolutely love East Tennessee. I left Tennessee because God opened a door that I'd been praying for well over a decade. And Matt, you remember you and I were talking about that when we were running around down there in Spring City area, Oak Ridge, in that area, and thankful that the door's open. But I'll tell you something, Buster. If you love East Tennessee, you need to come and check out the Shenandoah Valley here in Virginia, and then check out the Allegheny Mountains over in West Virginia. This area is beautiful. It's different. It's different. But I'll tell you something awesome is to hit the skyline over here and take the skyline all the way down to North Carolina, then cut over into Gatlinburg and taking the Parkway the whole way. Been there, done it. It's awesome. It's absolutely beautiful. That needs to be on your bucket list because it's that pretty. You wouldn't actually start where I'm at. You would start it's about 45 minutes from here at the northernmost end of the Virginia Skyline Drive, and then you just take it straight because it slams right into the Blue Ridge Parkway. It's like just one road. Only thing is you have to pay for the Virginia Skyline, which is aggravating. I really get aggravated with that. We have a season pass because we're up there, obviously, all the time. But I guess what I'm wanting to do is book. There's a hotel up here in Virginia down the road from the Skyline, but I don't like it. There's also one in North Carolina up there, way up there at the top. It's just hard to block off rooms. So I've got to figure out a way how to block off rooms without killing my budget and I need about 5 people who help make it happen as far as just putting yourself out there and saying, I'm going to be there, and then getting other people to come and turn it into like a 2 or 3 day thing, have different speakers and share. It'd be awesome. I think it'd be a really good time. And like I said, 22 people or more, and 20 people, something like that. I think it'd be awesome. I would hope, I'm going to talk about this every time that we get together because I'm hoping that a few of you will take me up on it and talk about some really cool stuff. And if nothing else, you get to go to if nothing else, you have a reason to go to Blue Ridge Parkway. You look at it that way. You're like, I've been meaning to get to Blue Ridge Parkway. I've been wanting to get there to the Blue Ridge Parkway. Maybe next year, maybe next time. Well, now you have a reason. You're going to go to a conference. Matt's going to talk about Bigfoot. Matt's in. That's one. I'm not being funny right now, Matt. I will hold you to this. I'm serious, man. I'll have to. I'm telling you, Matt will talk about Bigfoot and he'll get real. Will you get real about Bigfoot, Matt? You know what I'm talking about. I'll get real about it. I'm telling you, there's some Christian buddies of mine that really need to hear what all you have to say in that area. I have kept my lips closed. You have to go to, Starler says, you have to go to pretty place in Greenville, where? Edge of Blue Ridge. Greenville, Tennessee? Greenville. Matt, you'll probably hear something in the next month because you have to do this like 4 or 6 months out because you have to kill people with advertising. It's begging people, please come to this thing. And we'll try to do it where one of the things that we want to make sure of is that I'm not trying to turn a profit on that. Like, I know this is a business, but I'm willing to just break even on it. I can't go in the hole for it. The first I Knows for Life event we did was a hiking trip. And like I said earlier, it was a disaster. It was a complete failure. It was awful. I had to recruit my kids just so that more than 5 or 6 people would be there. And then I had them bring their friends. So go back and watch that video, and I know all of them. There was 4 people or 5, I can't remember, that were a Knows for Life watchers, but I knew all of them. Nobody came that was sort of, distant. Like, I know Matt, but I think it would be a big deal if Matt came up and did a talk up on the Blue Ridge. And I'm going to tell you something. If you've never been, I would like to do this either, I don't know. I think we would just have to get a consensus on where we have the bulk of our people that are interested right off the bat and willing to put their money where their mouth is and reserve the room. I think that's what it comes down to where you're like, hey, I'm going to be there regardless. And, you're not going to, you're ironing that schedule. That schedule it's not tentative. You're definitely going. And you iron that schedule out, and then we can decide where after we do that. The where part, that's the main thing, because we would want to locate it where most of our help is. And if we can't, if it's scattered out, like, let's say, I don't know, Buster, you're like, man, I'm going to go to that. I'm going to do it. And Buster lives in Ohio. Well, which part of Ohio? Which is easier for you to get to? Would it be North Carolina, Blue Ridge, or would it be up in Virginia? That kind of stuff. But I think it'd be a lot of fun. I'm telling you, and it's beautiful up there. And it wouldn't be all us meeting and talking. It'd be like we'd have like a workshop or something, a YouTube workshop or a sharing ideas moment. And the rest of the time would just be you and whoever you bring, or we're just hanging out. Oh, man, I'm telling you, that'd be a good time. Starla Kelsey, South Carolina. You're in Greenville? I've been to Greenville, South Carolina. Greenville is beautiful. Greenville's very beautiful. A great area. We had a good church there. Strong Adventures. Rhonda and I didn't make videos till we went to a YouTuber hangout and got a bunch of tips from them. Man, I'd love to hear more about that, Strongs. Like seriously, like what type of event was it? How constructive was it? That I'd love to hear more about that. And yeah, because it sounds like to me you've already done this, and yeah, I'd like to. Let's talk. Let's talk. By the way, and this goes to everybody in here that does have a YouTube channel or you're thinking about a YouTube channel. Collaboration is everything. So far, I've had a really difficult time building a collaboration. I'm just being honest with you. I hope this is the beginning of it. I hope that from these live talk, that's why I started doing this live thing. I needed to connect with people better than just our comment section. Collaboration is everything, doing videos together, and it's not that hard. There's a lot of methods to do it. I have a method that that if somebody else doesn't know how to do it, just contact me through our Facebook page at Bill Marion Life, and let's talk about it. Let's figure out what we want to do, because what happens is my subscribers are exposed to your subscribers. Subscribers are exposed to my subscribers. And in some situations, you think, well, Starla, I don't forget how many subscribers you had, but you're starting out and you're building up. So some people would say, well, how can Starla help my channel when she doesn't have that many subscribers? Let me tell you something. You only need one person, the right person, to share your content one time for one video to blow up. I have a video that blew up. I'm not going to mention which one it was because one person shared, and I'm not going to get into that. We'll talk about that at one of our, YouTube sessions. But one person, the right person, getting your video out there, it can make all the difference. So doing collaborative work, that is where it's at. Because, let's say Strong Adventure. Let's say we did something together, man. It might be that you have subscribers on there that like some of your content, but not all of it. But we do something together, and they absolutely love what we're doing, and boom, I get 1,000 subscribers, or vice versa. The same thing works opposite. So that's really, really important. Buster says live streams are great. Man, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you saying that. Let's like Starla today talk about my editing's getting better. I'm very grateful because it lets me know that I'm not wasting time. Lets me know that I'm not wasting any time. Starla says, but 4 of mine are trolls. Do you know what I used to say? I used to say, I'll know I've made it as a YouTube creator when I have trolls. So look at it this way. You are a bona fide YouTube creator because you have trolls. And I would be proud of those trolls. That's 4 trolls somebody else might not have that you have. And when they come and troll your videos, they are watching your videos. The Cumberland Tunnel conspiracy, whatever video that wasn't really a conspiracy video, it's hysterical because still I fielded 22 comments on there this week. So when people bash that video, because it's worthy of being bashed, it is. When people make fun of that video or whatever, I'm laughing all the way to the bank. I've made $52 off that video in the past week and a half or past 2 weeks. Yeah, so I don't care. When people hit the down button or the like button, or they comment negatively or positively, you're getting paid the same. I mean, it's all about interaction. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't make positive videos. I don't want anybody to misunderstand me. I'm not saying that negative videos are good and that controversy. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that that's how you deal with the haters. I always want to say whatever you want to the comments. Just watch all the video. I know you said that the other night, and I thought Starla said she loved that video, and you said that the other night, and I thought you were talking about the Tunnel to Nowhere video. Later, when I rewatched the broadcast, what am I on television? I rewatched the live stream, and then it dawned on me what you were talking about. Well, I'm glad you loved the video, and a lot of people did. It has 260,000+ views, but a lot of people, it's got 700 and something, close to 800 dislikes. So, and 3,000 likes, and that ratio right there lets you know that it was divisive. That ratio is not a good YouTube. It's not the 2018 YouTube Rewind that has the record of the most dislikes. That's hysterical. Buster Tim says trolls give you views. Yes, they do, Buster. And I miss Strong's here. What do you say? We follow Lola from Lost on Land Again, and did a meet and greet and a bunch of other, that was the word I was looking for. I hate to call what I'm wanting to do a meet and greet because honestly, I would rather it just be, meet and greet depends on how you define meet and greet. It is a meet and greet, but I would want it to be an atmosphere where all I'm doing is basically facilitating other people to come talk and have, I would want it to be organized. Like, that's a big deal to me. Like, I don't want it just to be willy-nilly, because it makes people uncomfortable. People like structure. So I would provide it structure as an administrator, but I guess it is a meet and greet, but I like that. So so it worked. It says we followed Lola from Lost and did a meet and greet. A bunch of other. So you guys camped. You guys were camping. How? See, that seems like it would be so intimate to go camping to do a meet and greet kind of thing. Man, that seems kind of, you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Maybe not. It says, Star Wars says, you are so informative in a funny way. Well, I like to think so. My mama thinks I'm informative. My wife. I'm going to tell you something. My biggest fan, other than my mom, because my mom loves everything that I do. I told y'all, my dad's the critical one. He's real, but mama loves everything. But the best help that I have, number one, of course, goes at saying, is God, is the Lord Jesus Christ. I got to say that, because if I don't, I just, in my side, I go, I'm nothing without him. But outside of that is my wife. My wife she is what fuel. I will be getting negative and down and discouraged, and she'll start pushing me. I love that about our relationship. And I have literally, on some of these videos, you have to understand, she is basically keeping everything together while I'm trying to do these shots. And it's just so amazing. We're a good partnership. Outside of that, my son, Nathan, he's 18 years old. And my kids, Anna, Nathan, and Crystal, they think it's cool that Daddy's got a YouTube video or YouTube channel. I think it's cool that I've got some subscribers now, and their friends think it's cool, and they'll subscribe to the channel. None of them watch my videos, but they think it's cool. They'll play along. One time, one of my daughter's professors asked about, and it was the Cumberland Gap video, Starla, same video, and came up and said, "Does your dad have a YouTube channel?" And she's like, "Dad, I wanted to crawl under a couch." But my son has been very beneficial at helping me not do certain things. Like, "Dad, don't do that. Don't do that." Crystal's helped me get rid of some bad habits I had that I didn't know. I don't know if you guys ever watch the Ocean's 11 movies. I don't know if you watched the third one where the guy's got the fake nose. He calls it a Brody or whatever. It's weird. David D'Lo, he's got a YouTube channel. Pretty neat. He does nature shots. Doesn't do any type of talking or anything. Just does nature. D'Lo, who one of my best friends back in the day, he was totally making fun of a hat I used to wear. And so I wanted it to become like a trademark thing. And I still wear it sometimes, but I finally gave up on it. But I was being stubborn because of David. I just loved just that interaction between me and him. We were having a good time. But like Crystal, she'll be like, "Dad, don't wear that. You need to wear this. Dad, you need to wear that because of this." And Anna and Cody they have really helped. They send footage. They do certain stuff for the channel sometimes. And so I am grateful to my family for this. And I would say to anybody, all of you guys that are in here right now it's funny that we have so many YouTube creators in here. It's like thrilling. It's like, yay. I would say that the best thing that I've had is family support. Not at first, man, because I think people that are around you, they want to see how serious you are before they take you serious. I always tell people this from the pulpit, that people will take your relationship with God seriously when you take it seriously. Before you worry about Starbucks and what kind of cups they have, take your own relationship with God seriously. And that's a whole, man, I didn't mean to get off into that, but I think when you take yourself as a YouTube creator seriously, other people around you, when they see your work and they see evidence, the fruit of your labor, they get behind you. And that's what's happened in our family. I'm very grateful for it. So let's go back here to Strong Adventures. Different people talked about all kinds of topics. It was great. The only thing was that we totally forgot to get any video. How did you let that happen? Dude, man, I'm giving you a hard time. I'll tell you what I do. I don't go anywhere without... I'm not in the habit yet of outlining. That's embarrassing, especially if any other big YouTuber happens to be watching this. If so, please share this video or one of my videos. I don't outline yet, but I don't go anywhere without this, because this is my camera right now. This is all I have, okay? If we have to go to a conference, if we have to go anywhere, I'm looking at the map and saying, how am I going to get a video out of this? But I understand. I totally get it. I totally get it. Starla Kelsey, do a meet and eat, and let us be able to buy some food. the thing is with everybody living in so many different areas, don't you think that it would be kind of more conference oriented where you have to like register, no registration fee or any of that nonsense, but you like have to register, you do like a get together where you eat. I wouldn't even mind being a part of that. When I say being a part of, I mean kind of sponsoring that aspect of it. Maybe I recoup those funds through some product. That's the other thing is I'm having a really hard time with product. Just going to tell y'all, since this is a private conversation and nobody else will know, nobody's listening. I have tried my best to come up with product and can't because I don't know what to sell. Who was it? Trillion in here earlier. I think she bailed on us. I don't know what that was all about. What was that all about? I hated that she's gone though, but she thought I was selling something. Not trying to sell anything, but I'm trying to have a profitable channel and maximize our ability to make money. And it takes money to make money. I get that. That's not the issue, but the issue is what do I sell? I thought about selling backpacks because we do hiking a lot. If I'm going to buy, okay, so I think about me as a consumer. If I'm going to buy a backpack, I'm going to go down to Dick's Sporting Goods and I'm going to buy a backpack. I mean, so for me, it's really hard to see where that would be beneficial. It's even like hoodies. I can't see myself buying a hoodie especially in our demographic. Most of the people in the demographic that watches this video, and all these analytics, by the way, are available on your channel. Everybody that watches my videos, they are like, not everybody, I'm sorry, not everybody, but it is definitely shifted older. I don't have a lot of 18 and younger at all. 18 to 25, very small. And then after 25, it just gets more and more and more. And I have this huge increase at 65 and older. So it's like, I am big in the nursing homes, baby. Yes. And that makes sense to me. And you know what? I'll sell pacemakers. I have no problem with it. I am so kidding. If this is offending anybody, I am really sorry. But you want to be able to have a product that appeals to people to do, that they want. Matt Siever said, I sell t-shirts. I don't make but $1 or $2. But people see the t-shirts and get curious. Yeah. I don't know what t-shirt to sell, though. When I was branding this content, A Nose for Life, I wasn't thinking this way, Matt. And it's really hard to brand nose if you want the truth. I don't, you can make it cute, but too cute, isn't. I don't like too cute. Your t-shirts are cool. It makes sense. It's Bigfoot. It makes sense to me, And I'll tell you something. For those of you who, you're not into the Bigfoot thing or whatever, I'm going to tell you, when you meet somebody like Matt, and that's why I really want to do this meet and greet. I'm going to call it a meet and greet. Thank you, Strong's Adventures. Thank you for giving me that. That's what we're calling it. I really want to do this to put Matt and some other people who are in my life through YouTube and other avenues to get them exposed to more people, to influence them, because when you meet someone like Matt, it'll change your perspective on an entire community of people, and it has really opened doors for me as far as the way I approach certain people. There are certain viewpoints that are just contradictory to what I believe, but you're going to love Matt, I'm telling you. Mel Johnson, Beaners. Am I saying that? Beaners? Like Boggins? I don't know what Beaner. Am I saying that right? If I'm not, Biner? I don't know what that is. I'm so sorry. Buster Tim says, I hope I don't need a pacemaker. I hear you, man. Yeah, I know exactly. And I don't think, here's the thing with people 55 and older, 65 and older, they tend, well, how do you say this? First of all, they're the most loyal and loving people to your channel, but they are not afraid to engage in discussion and do not realize sometimes that their boldness, they don't realize that their words are louder than they think. I always want to tell some people, and this hasn't happened recently, and it's not been anybody that's in here right now, I assure you, but I always want to whisper, because I used to be like that online, and most of us did, but it's almost like you want to say, shh, use your indoor voice when they make comments. But I'll tell you something, they're the most dedicated and loyal subscribers. I mean, they will talk to you. I remember when we were transitioning up here, I went 5 weeks without a video, and man, if you're on YouTube, that is eternity. That's a big deal. That's a channel ending type of, and this one dear man, just a wonderful person, he, through Facebook, sent me a message. He said, I'm worried about you. Are you okay? He said, I'm not trying to be weird, but you know, you were making these videos and you're not, things happen. I'm just curious. That touched me. You know, I know it may freak some people out, but for me, that was the most touching thing in the world. It was just awesome that somebody actually cared enough to send a message. So I want to be available. I want our business model to be available for everybody. But if you're trying to figure out a product to sell, Matt, you know, what kind of T-shirt can I sell? You know, you're looking at your demographic and going, well, what do they need? You want to put something that they need in their hand. Boomer demographic. That's right. That's right, Mel. Mel, that was they're boomer. They're my dad. You know, what's funny is Dad lives downstairs, and that's why I got so sidetracked a while ago. Love his heart. He came up here. He was going to listen in, but I had invited him to come up here and do that very thing. But I got so sidetracked when he walked in. I hope I didn't hurt his feelings. But he's downstairs in his studio downstairs. But it's his demographic. I can't get him to watch my videos. I think he gets worried. I showed him my process of editing today for about an hour, and that was fun. We had a good time. Matt Seaver, you're talking about rebranding Knows for Life, Knows, Knows. I've thought about. It's not that I don't like it. I just, I don't know. It's not getting me. I tell you, I've thought about cutting off Knows, cutting off 4, and just calling it Life. And I thought that'd be kind of cool. But how do you do that if you want to rebrand like that? I mean, man, when companies do that, and this is a company now, it's the real deal. When companies do that, how in the world? And they do it, man. You know, they'll have one logo or whatever, and then they'll slowly rebrand. But once you're known for something, I mean, I only have 6,000 subscribers. I don't have many, so I don't know if it would matter that much. I actually have a few videos wearing other channels' T-shirts. It actually helped them. Really? Not a bad idea. Do you have a website? I did have a website, Matt, and during the transition to Virginia, I lost it. Just being real, just being transparent. Here's the bottom line. I'm going to be real, and y'all can light me up because, you know, we were talking to Strong's there about him forgetting to do a video, and I was giving him a hard time. Y'all can give me a hard time because this is an epic fail. I started the website. I was really excited. And it's a big deal. When you start a website, man, you got to buy the name and all that junk. I went through all of it. I hate developing a website. It was like my 4th or 5th website. Some people love it. I love editing videos. I love creating a story in my videos. And sometimes I'm successful. Some videos I'm not going for the story. I'm just providing information. But a lot of videos, I'm trying to tell you a story. My last Disney video, if you will watch that, and that's the beginning of a Disney playlist. It's called Top 10 Reasons Why I Think the Grand Floridian is the best Disney resort. If you'll go to that video and watch it to the very end, not to the, you know, I mean, what I mean by end is when, you know, when the advertisements come up at the end, you know, that's enough. But I'm talking about watching all of the content. There is a story I'm trying to tell you. And I'm not sure I'm successful. Don't get me wrong, but I'm trying to say something there, and I insert things throughout the video to let you know it's coming. To me, that's the art form that I'm trying to achieve. And then at the end, there's the reveal. This is what I've been trying to say using my words throughout the whole video of why this has been important. And I totally forgot. I'm just being real. Why? Oh, yeah, the website. Oh, my God. I got so sidetracked. I got into that video in my head. So I enjoy cutting videos and all of the junk and nonsense that goes into it. Love it. I love it. I want to make a film. That's one of my goals, is to make a film. And I've got 3 scripts. I've got them framed out. I'm ready to go. But when it comes to websites, I hate it. And it's one of those things that I know I need one. And the other thing is I don't even know, without having product, your website, it's like too much to manage for me right now. You know, again, I do this. I work right now about 92 hours a week. If counting what I'm doing right now, some people wouldn't call this work. Trust me, there's about an hour and a half to 2.5 hours that goes into this outside of me doing this right here. You've got to go through all of your tags, and Strong's, you know this. I'm not sure, Starla, if you're into this yet, but I know a few of you already know this. I'll have to go back, listen to it, find out what I'm saying here to make sure the tags line up with the content. Okay, you want to make sure you do that. I have to evaluate whether or not this needs to be edited. Did I say something that was misunderstood or could be misunderstood, etc., etc.? Do I need to download it, cut it, and put it back on as a video, or can I leave it the way it is right now? All of those things, several hours going to that. Right now, I'm working upwards 90 plus hours. 2 weeks ago, I worked 90 plus hours, and even during the holidays. And I'm counting this and my job, which is a pastor. So yesterday, I was at the emergency room 3 times because members were, things happen, and you go and you love your people, and so between both worlds, you work a lot. So managing a website, I hate websites. I just hate. I wish I had somebody. I wish I could afford. I wish this business was profitable enough to be able to afford to hire somebody and say, "We do this. You can have half the money. Just do this and make money off this. It'd be really cool." Brand the T-shirt with your logo. Yeah, there it is. Start another real short and sweet as only a doorway to the YouTube channel. Can you elaborate on that, Matt? Just a little bit. I don't know what you mean by that. I'm liking what you're saying, but if you could elaborate. Starla says, I did one 21 years ago. I hated it. It's still out there and I can't get rid of it. Thank you, AT&T. Starla, how are you still on? How is that possible? Because usually you lose unless you're still paying for it. Like, how did that work? Buster, have I been to I'm sitting there thinking that I usually, with all you guys when you come in here, and I've got people that come back again and again, which, again, this is new territory for me, so if I'm not doing something right, I hope y'all will forgive me if I don't know what I'm doing on this, because I don't. So, but I go and check and see who people are. And today, Starla, when you came back to that one video and talking about the editing, the first thing I did is, who's Starla? I remembered you from the chat. So I was like, man, and I remembered you from other videos before the chat. So I was like, I need to, and I looked, and you have a channel. And I checked out Strong's. Strong's got a pretty cool channel. Yeah, I had no idea. 1 second. Tim, okay, so do you have a channel, Tim? Strong says, making a video is a lot of work. Ask Rhonda, she's been editing for 5 hours. I'm going to be completely honest with you, Strongs. I need to go and watch all of your videos. I went to sit down to do it this is a true story. The Disney video was birthed when I said, you know what? I got that footage. I went to your channel, started to dive in deep. I think I went to one video and was like, hey, this is cool. And was going to binge watch. I get to know you as a creator and all that junk. You know what I'm talking about. And literally, it popped in my head. I've got 4 hours of Disney footage, which is going to be a 7-video playlist. I mean, that's easy content. You come up with a top 10, you come up with that, boom, send it out there. I don't know how successful that is going to be, because if you've ever tried to do tags and use TubeBuddy, which will tell you how successful your tag is on its own, and weighted against other tags from video, other video content creators, and it kind of weighs them out. So I thought you were saying that you had you said, okay, I got you, just a supporter. I'll tell you what you need to be, Buster, is like well, not you need to be, but just something to think about is I need some admins for this channel when we do live chats, especially when we go on location to do stuff. It'd be awesome. I know Starla was talking about that earlier. She's got time. That'd be cool. I'll tell you what people are doing is the creators are partnering up now and getting each other back in that area, and it's helping grow channels. And Buster, I can't pay you yet. I don't have any money to pay you yet. But think about that, guys. It'd be fun. Matt, you can get involved with that. Starla, mine was for my business. What a waste of money. What was the business, Starla? What'd you do? Man, you could just hear crickets. That's the other thing about. It's funny because when that silence hit, about 30 seconds into that, we lost somebody. That's weird. I mean, but what I was told, don't know if it's true or not. Not what I was told. A video I watched. They talk about how silence kills live. That if you start being silent too much, to sign off. But we've been having lively conversations, so I was like, no, keep it going as long as people want to stay in here. A mobile groomer, like for pets, like you go groom the pets. If that's the case, that's really cool. Still doing it, man. I don't have a dog, or cat, Do you groom cats? Do cats get groomed? I don't know. I'm allergic to dogs and cats. Isn't that awful? My dad had this dog. He loved this dog more than he loved me. I'm telling you, his name was Aussie. He was a great dog too. Really, it was a Australian Shepherd dog or whatever. Smart, goodness gracious, smartest dog. It bite a little bit. It was very protective of Dad, but later it just fell in love with me. It just fell in love with me. And this is before Dad lived with us. And I'd go see Dad, and he loved me. But man, he'd snip at people's fingers. It was crazy. Loved Dad, but when we moved up here, that dog was very sick, and we made the decision to put it down. And I've never cried over an animal in my life. I've not been, because I've got allergies. I haven't been around a lot of dogs and cats because I have to be very careful. But I spend a lot of time with my dad. And so, I take a Benadryl. I have to usually take a Benadryl when I got home, scour down, make sure I got it all off of me. But when we put that dog down, I cried like a baby. It wasn't really it was for the dog. It was, because that dog was so wonderful, but it was also for my dad. It was just, he loved that dog. I don't need to get paid if I can do it from my, I think so. I think you can, the way that the administrative thing works. I think it's really helpful. I haven't had a need, honestly, up until I started doing the live chats, I haven't really had a need for it because I can, but what's really cool, what I see these, I don't know if you've ever watched that. It's like a telescope and on YouTube, and they're probably streaming right now. They stream every night, and it's just the telescope and P&K something. I think if you guys haven't watched it, you need to, because it's like really cool. And they got a telescope going all the time at different stuff on the moon, and they don't even talk. They just play music. And they have like 4 or 5 administrators because the chat is just going nonstop. And you can imagine what that chat is like. You talk about flat Earth, man, there's people in there flat Earth, and, the moon isn't real. Earth isn't real. You're not real. So they have to moderate a lot because there's a lot of arguing and stuff. But because there's so many moderators, it keeps it fresh. Never cat, Starla says. I don't like cats. I don't mean that ugly to cat lovers. Forgive me. I don't like. Okay, let me put it this way. I like watching house cats, but I wouldn't want one. But I love watching them outside when they're out doing their thing. I guess I do love cats. I just don't want to pet them. It's they're mean. Buster, Tim, yes, you can. Oh, thanks, Strong. Thank you for answering that. Appreciate it. That's why the comment section is so important. Now listen, it says there's 9 people in here, and there's only 3 or 4 people talking. Those of you who do this a lot with creators, is that normal? Because you have Starla, Buster, Matt, and Strongs, of course. And then I can't see, nobody else is in there. I know that I went into the advanced settings on here, and I was checking out, there's all kinds of people that are blocked that I didn't block. I don't know who they are. I don't have a clue. But they're blocked, and I don't know if they've done something on another channel or if I don't know what that's all about. I'd love to know that stuff. The Illuminati. Just kidding. And then you wonder, am I blocked on other people's channel? That's weird. Buster Tim said, I would help you any way you can. Buster, you need to come up here then when we schedule that meet and greet. There you go. I want to see you up here. Now I'm selling, Trillion. If you're still in here, I'm selling now, and I'm not even meaning to. Matt, you leaving? Matt, man, it's been a pleasure. Let's talk on Facebook. Let's talk about this retreat thing. Let's make this happen. We talked about this a couple years ago. Let's make this happen. It's good to see you, man. And God bless you. So grateful you were here. Thanks. Again, that website of Matt's is easttennesseebigfoot.org. easttennesseebigfoot.org. It's real easy. Matt's is just a great guy. And it's so awesome he popped up in here because we talked about him last week, and he's just awesome. I have cats but won't groom them. They hate water. Love bobcat. Saw a panther, and nobody believed me. It was in Middle Tennessee. I was hunting. Nobody believed me. They said the panthers are farther south, and they're in that same mountain chain, but they're farther south. It wasn't a month later that Hank Green, famous YouTuber, Hank Green, the Vlog Brothers, that guy, SciShow, all that stuff. I'm sure you guys have watched SciShow at least once, or watched his brother, John Green, or read a book, or, John Green book or something. But anyway, Hank Green had a guest on one of his SciShow episodes. I think it's like a spinoff of SciShow, but it was basically, he had an expert on about panthers. And not only were they in our area, but they've extended all the way up through Middle Tennessee and maybe Ohio, that they're actually spreading. So I did see a panther, but I love panthers, love bobcats. I just love them. If I get to see one out in the wild or a lynx, it's like the greatest thing ever. Starler says some people aren't talkers. It's true. I guess you're right. I was trying to get then if that's the case, if you have 10 people and 4 people talk, that's about right. That sounds like personality. Some people just don't talk. Juan, I thought you had left us, man. I was like, where's Juan at in all this? Juan, it's something too that when you have subscribers, Kathy Gracie used to be that person where it didn't matter what I was doing on YouTube. She was the first to subscribe, the first to be there. Kathy has a life now. She's busy, and she goes places all the time. And it's really funny. Juan has kind of taken her role, man. He's here. He's always, and I appreciate it so much. Oh yeah, hit the thumbs up button. Smash that subscribe button. Okay, question. Does anybody here watch PewDiePie? I'm just curious. Don't lie about it, and if you're hiding in the background and you've not been talking, this is a good time just to kind of butt in real quick. Do you watch PewDiePie? I've got to know. I'll tell you my PewDiePie story, and this is why. Wait, hold on. What does Buster Tim say? Everyone hit the subscribe button and the bell for notifications. Hit the thumbs up button. Buster, you need a channel. You need a channel. Everyone hit the subscribe button and the bell for notifications and hit the thumbs up button. Do you watch PewDiePie? So this is what, if you don't know it, PewDiePie is like the biggest YouTuber, literally. There's nobody bigger. And I think it's 80 million subscribers now. 80 million subscribers. If you've studied how you make money on YouTube, just imagine how much money you make. Every video he has like 3 or 4 million views. And he's been doing this since he was like basically a kid. Very interesting guy. Very interesting. Because there was negative heat on him a couple years ago, I went back and watched some of his videos, because if you're going to be in a forum and this is your business, you're not just hanging out here. If I put brakes on a car, goodness gracious, I used to help D-Lo roof. I was a terrible roofer. David will tell you all about that. I was awful. But if that's the profession that I was going to be in, I would want to know everything there is about roofer. And David was like the best roofer, so you would want to be connected with that so you could get better. So I wanted to figure out, what are people seeing in this PewDiePie guy? And I will say this: it's much too young for my age bracket. I'm 44, and it's definitely geared towards young people. But I got the humor, and my belief system won't allow me to like really engage in that community because y'all know, you get it. But it's funny. I get the funny, and it's basically social commentary. It's very sophomoric humor. I said all that to say this. That is not what this channel is. It's not. But I got it. I understand it. I found out later that my son's like, man, I've been watching PewDiePie since I was in like 8th grade. And I was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe that you've been watching PewDiePie since you were in 8th grade. Oh my goodness. And I was like, how did I let that happen? And it's because these things, we didn't know how to monitor a lot of what was going on here. By the time we started figuring it out, kids were out of the house. Yeah, I'm just, I'm the young guy in the room. I'm the young guy. I think, see, Starla, I do too. I think Pooh is a sweet guy. It's weird. Again, some of the things he says, I'm going to go, don't say that, because he'll bash Christians every now and then. And the reason why I don't take that seriously is because, well, if you read the Bible, that's supposed to happen. You're not really, he doesn't claim to be affiliated with any faith, so it's normal. But he does seem like a sweet guy. And I don't know where his heart is the Lord. I think he uses sensationalism as humor, and but he does seem like a sweet guy. I think he had to do an apology. He wanted to do an apology video because of something that he said that was very offensive, and he was very wrong, very wrong. But his apology was perfect, and I don't think he was coached. It seemed so sincere, and I was like, wow, man. And I actually learned a lesson from that. Buster Tim says, what's cutie pie? It's PewDiePie. PewDiePie! I can't believe I just said that. PewDiePie! Got to keep up with what the kids like. Yeah, I mean, of course, my son has already kind of outgrown the PewDiePie stage. He said, yeah, he goes, yeah, I watch him every now and then, but the humor is now PewDiePie's matured a lot. His audiences have matured. The demographics that are available on his for his audience, you can tell that they've gotten older. And he's added subscribers. It's interesting stuff. There's PewDiePie, PEW. Oh Lord, I can't remember. PewDiePie. It's so funny. Oh, you don't post. But he's gotten more political. Really? PewDiePie? Like anti something or whatever? I watch a lot of different types of it. I do too, Buster. I think that's the only way you can. If we were talking earlier about thumbnails and conspiracies and flat Earth, once you start watching the way the algorithm works, they're going to keep feeding you. The algorithm is going to keep feeding you what you like to keep you on this platform. So if you don't make the conscious decision to start looking at other content, you're going to see the same stuff over and over again. And what it does is it just takes if you're, I don't know, trying to figure out how you feel about the 9/11 conspiracies. We talked about that a little bit last week. And I don't mean to bring that up again because I'm definitely not trying to trigger anybody in the comments or something. But let's say you're talking about that. You will get hundreds of those videos. And what it does, it just creates in your you're hearing it again and again, and it's reinforcing those beliefs over and over again without being exposed to alternative views. I think YouTube's doing a little bit better on that. And you can tell YouTube to stop, by the way. You can tell them to stop, hey, I don't want to see this anymore, and you can tell them why. Let's see. Star says he doesn't know. And then Strong's Winter says, my kids have to fix all. Yes. And I'll mention my son, and of course, if he watches this, I don't want him to get mad at me. My son and my future son-in-law, I think. I mean, they've been together a long time, and I love this kid. Cody is amazing. So if you're watching Cody, I love you, and you know this. Between Nathan, my son, who is a genius, he doesn't know it yet. He does not know that he has got a channel that he will not invest in. He is so good looking. He's an amazing singer, and he's creative. He is so brilliant, and he will not. He's slow to get out there and get it. Anyway, sorry. He has helped me more than anything. So as far as fixing electronics, yeah, that's Nathan can fix anything. I would be live streaming if not for Cody. That one thumbnail that I put up there and I said, hey, they've demonetized my live stream, but I was very honest, but they remonetized it when I re-uploaded. It didn't make any sense to me. Cody actually got this thing working. So yeah, I have to ask the younger kids every time. Starla says, but he has a good heart. I don't know. I don't know him. That's how I always say. But it seems like he does. It seems like that at his core, he would be a nice guy. It seems that way. I get you. We actually crashed the computer after the first 3 weeks to make. Yes. I had an iPhone and I had a good old Windows crunching machine. And I made videos I was so hacked. I had so many things going on wrong with it. And then it finally, it just crashed. It just went out. And I was saddened. And then my wife did something amazing. My wife went out and bought me. I think she had some help with Anna and my daughter Anna and Crystal. They bought the Mac that I'm using now. And the Mac, if you've never used a Mac, it is. And I'm not one of those. Yeah, I guess I am turning into a fanboy, but I think I'm so late to the party that it doesn't matter. Because I think I keep hearing Macs going downhill, but having a Mac has been one of the best experiences in computing that I've had since the first computer that I really worked hard on, which was another Mac. It was the Lisa, I think. I can't remember which brand it was. Back in college, back in 92. It wasn't my computer, it was the school's computer. That was an amazing experience. So I know that feeling, what it's like to crash your computer. I forget how I was doing it. I don't think I was using the computer for anything but like tags and adding all that stuff. I think I would go back in to my computer and do all that stuff, but I did all my editing on this because that computer couldn't even handle the editing. It's so much information. That's why I said earlier, there are things that I know that I need right now. I need $5,000 really right now to make this look more professional. I need the camera. I need 2 or 3 cameras. We're not even going to get into that because there's a way that I perceive this video. You know, these mountain videos you guys are seeing, I wish you could see them the way I see them and can't produce it. I need a drone. Okay. You know, I need a drone. And there are 2 other different cameras that I need. And to make the videos, I want my videos that are in the mountains and stuff where I'm trying to bring that into your living room, or, you know, when you're at work on a 15-minute break that you can look down and kind of escape. That's kind of what I'm going for. I want to take you on a journey with music because I love music. I don't do silent videos. I don't do videos where these are the only type of interactions that I will ever make where there's no music. And folks, I promise you, even though I'd probably lose some of y'all, I mean, because not everybody likes this. If I could get music into a live stream, I would. I just love music. I think I hear it in my head all the time. All right, so Starla says, but he has a good heart. Oh, yeah, we already said that. We actually crashed 3 computers. Yep, he has more conservative. Really? No, that doesn't surprise me because of some of his. Yeah, it doesn't surprise. I'm not. Listen, and I'm going to shut up about that because I'm afraid Starla people are so offended. I don't want to say anything, or people can get so offended. But you can say whatever you. I don't want to say you have to be. I'm just saying I'm. You know, one of those. Do not entertain flat earth trolls. He says semiconductor physics debunks all flat earth claims. The death of electronics is mostly due to heat during high stress loads of power. What are you talking about? I'm glad you're here, but what are you talking about? Yeah, we're not really talking about the total flat earth, man. I'm just saying we're talking about thumbnails and like, yeah. Do not entertain flat earth. That sounds like something that should be like on a Charles Dickens thing. Do not entertain the flat earth trolls. Strong's Adventures. It was the Mac that. Oh, you had the Mac that crashed. That's great. Oh man, really? Was it old? I mean, what happened there? Because I've had the best experience. And listen, if this thing dies and crashes tomorrow, and this sounds so Mac fanboy right here. If it crashed tomorrow, it's still the best computing experience I've ever had. It has been absolutely marvelous. I would sell these Macs, man, and be proud. Sorry, if Trillion's in here, I'm not selling it, Trillion. Built some computer. Ron at Christmas is awesome. Down here, Team Flat Earth. I am on a crusade to find flat earthers' legal names. And to bring them into court under felony charges for perpetuating scams and frauds. You might need to stick around this channel. This is perfect. Now, well, we're not really trying to persecute anybody, though. Maybe you're a bot. I don't know if you're real or not, but we're not really persecuting anybody. If somebody wants to believe the Earth is flat, man, we're not here to pick on anybody. This isn't a science channel, even though we talk a lot about science. If you notice in my videos, there's certain things we talk about. I talk about my faith, but I love science. I love history. I love geography. I don't like. I'd like to build bridges. There are a lot more Christian scientists than people realize. Not Christian science is the religion, but I'm talking about scientists who are Christians. There are a lot more than you realize. You have great music. You know, it's not mine. I would love to use my own music, but that is extraordinarily hard to do the music. I just don't have enough hours in the day, or I would. The music that I use is all YouTube canned music, but there's a lot of music in there, and I try to use stuff other people aren't using. And then when I am using stuff that other people use, it's usually for a reason. There's usually a reason I'm doing it. I'm telling you, if I'm praying for that day that people start picking up on certain things in my videos. Every now and then they'll nail it. Do not entertain flat earth trolls like Dog the Bounty Hunter, but for okay, man, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I think it's great. I hope I don't get in trouble. I hope that's not considered abuse. I'm trying to learn this live thing, so if I'm hurting anybody's feelings, I'm not meaning to. Starlight Kelly, hey, did the flat earth thumbnail? Hey, you did the flat. Yeah, I did. That's why I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble or not, you know. Strong's Adventures. Do not entertain flat earth trolls. Actually, this live stream is about bogus. I'm just cracking up. Starla Kelsey, don't arrest. Yeah, well, what they do, Starla, is you get flagged. Like somebody will report. And again, there's YouTube creators whine more than anybody I've ever met. And again, I spent the first 6 months on YouTube thinking I had a right to whine on this platform. And I've not done a public video apology yet. I've tried to just be better. There are some things that happen on YouTube that I don't understand. Again, I've got not a friend of mine. I don't know the guy, but I like him. He's pretty cool, and I love his content. Great entertainer, and they've taken his they've demonetized his channel, and I don't get it. But there may be information. There might be information I don't know there. Okay, but I don't understand that. But I've tried to be a better person on this platform, and I have a lot more respect for it. And if you play by the rules, you do better. Still looking here at the what do you do when you're making these videos and you're reading the stuff? Like, how does that work with the camera? I mean, I thought you're supposed to look in the camera anyway. Still learning. I've seen somebody do a live stream where they don't even have the camera facing them. They have their camera right here. And that would be cool if you could do 2 cameras. You can, but I don't know how to do it yet. Strong Venture says, worked around a carpenter that truly believed they respect. Well, I've got a friend of mine who I love and is a very, very smart, one of the smartest people I know, really. And he believes, I don't know if he believes in flat Earth, but he just thinks there's a lot of evidence out there. He's a deep thinker. Sometimes I don't know if he's just on a journey. I think some of the flat earthers might be like that. They're just on a journey and trying to figure things out. And we talked about this a week ago. I hate to bring all that stuff back up, but I think after September 11th, something happened with a lot of people where they want to question everything. And because I think it rocked us. I think YouTube and the internet does create that. There's a lot more information. I think when people learn things like the Federal Reserve, we'll use that as an example, that, you know, how it works, they're shocked that they weren't taught that in school, and they feel like they've been betrayed. When really, it's just too complicated to teach in school. It's not some grand conspiracy. Maybe at the beginning of the creation of the Federal Reserve, it was some kind of, well, it was, you know, but it isn't something that they've tried to keep hidden from the people. It's that it's complicated. It's hard to teach. Buster Tim, let's say, worked around a carpenter. Buster Tim, so what are you saying? You got your money worth out of your Mac, buddy? Buster, I got my money worth out of it. Man, you have no idea. I love this Mac. I love my wife, but I love this Mac. Carolyn's got, my wife Carolyn, she's got a Mac just like this. I mean, it's sick, man. It's sick. I guess I'm a fanboy and didn't know it. Oh, sad. I used to make fun of that. I don't make fun of it now. I love my iPhone. We had the 2nd generation iPhones in 2007. We got our phones, and I've had an iPhone ever since. I love them. You know, they work. The whole thing about the Windows, I had a great Gateway. You remember Gateway computers? I had one of those. I got it in 2002, coming off of active duty. It was at the end of 2002, and I got a Gateway, and it was the greatest laptop. It was for its time. It had a DVD burner. It had a CD burner. It was heavy. Oh, Lord, it was heavy. But it did everything. And it outperformed anybody's computer that I knew. I absolutely loved it. And it lasted 3 years. But by the 3rd year, you couldn't do anything. This thing's 2 years old, and I can do everything on this. And if I get hacked and I lose it, then I lose it. What are you going to do? The Monkey Rock 77 says, I go to the Church of the Christian Science. Well, that's good. I don't really know what they believe at all. Honestly, are they Universalist? I always forget what the Church of what they believe. I know it's not Scientology, is it? Is it Christians? Okay, anyway, you don't have to disclose any of that. I'm just curious because I always forget the dogma or set of beliefs that one has versus the other one on that end of Christianity. Juan Thomas, use the Twilight Zone. I can't. I don't think I can do that because of copyright. I think there's still a copyright on that where I would have to pay for it. Or they would demonetize my video, and I don't want that to happen. Starla says, it's a joke. Our Mac was new in 2010, so yes, we got... Oh, wow. Okay, so you got... Yeah, I mean, that's pretty awesome. Man, that's... To have that... I bet you won't have a PC that lasts that long. I guarantee you will not have a PC that lasts that long. My dad has a PC that's not 3 or 4 years old. He's never on it. The thing is useless. And then Strong's Adventures. My son bought all the parts and built an awesome computer for us. Now that is... my son, I call him my future son-in-law, Cody. You know, that's what he does. He's a programmer and he's genius, really smart guy, and that's the direction. He was telling me about water-cooled computers and all these amazing things that you can build, or how awesome of a computer you can build for $1,000. But for me, it's the know-how. I don't have the know-how. Starla, thank you so much for stopping by. Hey, talk about that meet and greet if you're interested, sometime in June or July. Go to our Facebook page at Bill Marion Live, Starla, and let us know what you think if you're interested in that kind of thing at all, especially as a YouTube creator. Where are you going with your channel? Let me know. See if we can do some collaboration. And Strong says, let's see. All right. And the Money Rock 77, they took the twin towers out because there's a scripture that the house of the Lord is made of twins. It was just after the Catholic Church entered the United Nations that they took out the. I'm sorry. I don't understand that. Okay, they don't believe in the death of Jesus. They are different. Okay. Buster Tim, Strong Adventures. Bye bye. Okay, sounds great. Got a scoop. See you, Starla. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm still glad that you're here in the channel, or in the chat. You're not in the channel. I'm glad that you're here in the live stream, but we have been going for almost 2 hours, and I am blown away that we've just sat here and talked, and I am just thankful. How often do you guys think I should do a live chat before we go? If I could get from anybody in here, Mom, if you're still in here, I want to hear from you. Carolyn, if you're watching this you better not be watching this because you're driving right now, and that'd be bad because you could wreck. And if my kids are watching this, helping boost the numbers, thank you. But I don't think they're doing that. But how often do you guys think I should do live? It seems like we're growing a little bit. We've maintained 8 to 12. I haven't seen over 12. What's funny is when you go back to the analytics afterwards, what's really funny is that there's a lot of times there's more people in here than you realize because of the rate that they're going back and forth. And so we always have more people than you realize. At least once. Okay, given at least once, should I try twice? Or see, I'm worried about overexposure, but some of these guys go on all the time, like every night. Every night they go on. And I'm thinking, well, I don't care to do that. I don't mind. I can't do that all the time because if I don't know how I would do that and, of course, make videos at the same time. I mean, would you go twice a week? I mean, and your content would have to be, you'd have to have something to draw people into where they would want to be here. Because the idea that I believe in personality-driven content, we never got into that tonight. It was in my notes, but we never covered it. That a lot of content is just personality-driven. It has nothing to do with the content at all. It's just the personality. I realize that. But what about, once or twice? That's what I'm thinking. Earth is round, guys. Stay in school. You know what? I love this forum right here. You guys are awesome. You guys make this worth everything right here. Those guys. Yes, it's round. It is definitely round. Stay in school. Yes. 1 or 2 times a week, Juan says. Otherwise, that's one. I'm telling you. I think once. And during this push through March, if Carol and I can get together and get our heads around this meet and greet, if we can get that organized, like I said, I need 25 people to register for that. 25 people. And hopefully they're bringing their wives and their families and things like that. During that push, you do 2 times a week, maybe every other week, 1 time a week, all the other times. You go one, like this week, I go once, next week go twice, next week go once, maybe that. But at that point, you really need to focus on your content. One of the things that I have a hard time on is filling the gaps in some of this stuff of making sure that I'm not chasing too many rabbit trails. I'm trying to be authentic. I'm trying not to lecture on here because as a preacher and then as a teacher, with my background and always being, behind a lectern, I turn into a lecturer. And then in my trying to get a flow going, I'll lose my train of thought. So I'm trying to work on that. You guys help so much. When you guys are chatting, that helps everything. Strong says, I watch a lot of people too, so yeah. That's a thing. Because when we came online, man, my stuff lit up with other people doing the same thing. Wow, something to think about. So how do you? Hey, you know what though? No YouTube creator should expect somebody to come to every single chat that they do. Nobody should expect that. I see. Monkey Rock says I don't trust the YouTube staff. You know what? I don't distrust them. I think they're human like any other entity. I don't know. I think people like me and you, that's who works for YouTube. You know, they're smart like we are, and they have a job like we do. And you know, I don't know. They're trying to make money. I'm trying to make money, and we're trying to make money together. That's so I don't look at it as a sense of, oh well, I don't. It'd be no different. It's no different than looking at McDonald's Corporation or one of their franchises or whatever, or IBM, and saying, well, I do or don't trust them. The entity. I know the Supreme Court says that they are considered like IBM. The Supreme Court says that they, in a court of law, they're treated. They have the same rights as an individual, but it's people that make up companies, and different types of people make up companies. Um, hey, Buster, I'll see you. Thank you so much, Buster. I'm so thankful that you were here. The monkey says I'll load more videos. Please do. Please do. I think it's always better. The more videos that you upload, the algorithm catches it and your videos do better. Guys, I'm flat worn out. I don't preach this. I preach long, but I don't preach this long. But I am so grateful that you're here. Thank you. Make sure you hit that like button on your way out. Make sure that you're subscribed and that you click the bell for notifications. In the month of January, I've already released 10 videos. Make sure you catch up on those videos too, because I worked hard on them. Thank you so much. You guys have a fantastic night. Now I got to try to sign off here, which is always confusing to me. Okay, there we go. I got it. You guys have a fantastic evening. Thank you.